Zach Noe Towers.
Esteban Suero.
Yeah, that's it.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Actor? Writer.
Yes.
What else did I miss?
Young
stud. Do we have an OnlyFans yet?
You know what? During the pandemic, I started an alt Twitter,
Okay.
and I deleted it because it's more work than people let on.
I bet.
It's the constant, like, I've heard on your podcast too, like, everyone always says, oh, no, being an OnlyFans person.
Just post a picture of your dick.
No,
and you're like,
it takes so much work.
there's collabs, there's editing, there's
Yes,
setting up, there's...
Yeah, but it took so much work. But I did. So a friend of mine who lives in LA, I asked him, how do I start an OnlyFans? He said, start an alt Twitter. And he's like, and I'll blast you to like my people, because he was an OnlyFans person.
Uh-huh.
And he did. And like, I don't know, it just didn't take off. But I remember...
But how much time did you give it?
I like rented out a studio and like took photos.
Okay.
And, like, I rented out a studio once to take photos, and there's a story behind that. And then I don't know, I guess I gave up pretty quickly. I gave up pretty quickly. You're right.
Well,
You're
also I think renting a studio is going above and beyond from my perspective of alt Twitter and OnlyFans, because I feel like part of the appeal is it's kind of like amateur.
Yes, 100%.
So wait, what were the pictures like? Was your face in them?
No, my face wasn't in them, because I was, and I still kind of have this mindset of like, oh no, I'm an actor, and I want to make sure I like.
Well, you don't want Disney to be like, we saw your double penetration video.
Right. I don't want Dear Evan Hansen to be like, hey, so your dick's on the internet.
Yeah. Which we love. We love.
Right.
But
that's why we brought you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I kept my face out. My name was Troy Fox.
That is a good name.
Isn't it, though?
Troy Fox.
Troy Fox.
It sounds like a High School Musical, like a evil alter twin. Yeah.
Troy Fox. It was great, and it was like very kink specific in the sense of like I always had like black leather combat boots on, and I had like my leather harness on, and I had a black fox mask that like covered like from here to like the tip of my nose, and it had like, it was hot. I gotta say, it was really, really hot. But
is it
so
pup
much work.
adjacent?
No, it wasn't. But after tapping into it, and like, I don't know, then I went to Fire Island for the first time a summer ago, and I was like still kind of in the throes of Troy Fox, and I kind of got into the whole pup thing. I haven't dove deeper into it, but I saw there's a lot of pups, and they're like owners, I guess, trainers on Fire Island, and I was like, oh wait, this is hot. And I feel like I could enjoy either spectrum of like being like the submissive pup or the dominant pup.
You're a dog person.
I'm a dog person. I'm a dog person.
That is so interesting. And do you think with the pup community, I guess I don't know a ton about it, are pups mainly submissive? Like,
no, actually, because that's what I thought. I thought if you're a pup, that means
you're like
you're the one who gets like pulled by a leash and like you have
walked
to
around,
everything thrown your way,
lick everything that's presented to you.
Yeah. But no, I met a dom pup, who for sure was like he had his submissive pup, so he was in full on pup gear, and it was just so hot. It was
a pup
so
leading
hot.
pups.
Yeah, it was so hot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
hold on, really quick about this studio. I rented it out, right? I won't name the studio, but it's in Long Island City, so I guess everyone's gonna know what it is now.
Warner Brothers.
Right. And I was like, okay, it's like this all black room, and it has like a leather chaise standalone lounge
easy
thing.
to clean.
Yeah, very easy to clean. I brought paper towels and like disinfectant spray so I can
wipes,
clean up my work. I brought my fleshlight, I brought my dildo, I brought poppers, and I brought my weed pen. And I was like, okay, we're gonna go in, and we're gonna like it's gonna be a vibe and a mood. And I like hooked up my phone to the sound system, and I'm like doing my thing. I'm like fucking myself with my dildo. I'm like fucking my fleshlight. I'm poppered up out of my mind. And then I rented it out for 4 hours. I have my mask on, everything. And then I was like, oh, I really have to pee. So I like take off the mask, take off the gear, whatever, like put stuff away. And then I step out, go to the bathroom. As I leave the bathroom and head back to the studio, someone from the front desk calls me over and they're like, hey, can we talk to you for a second? And I was like, yeah, sure. What's up? And they're like, so we don't allow explicit content to be photographed or filmed in our spaces. And I was like, what do you mean? I have like, whatever do you mean? I don't know. And they're like, we have surveillance cameras.
No.
We have surveillance cameras.
Oh my God,
in
no.
every one of the rooms. And I was like,
No.
wait, really? I wasn't told. And he like points to the door of my studio that I was in, and literally
It says
a sign as
you're
big
being
as
recorded.
this table said surveillance camera in room. And so like now knowing this, when I played it very cool. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so like I walk back into the room and I like take out my paper towels and like knowing I'm being watched now, I'm just like very like subconsciously performative about it.
Sure.
I'm, like, wiping
Yeah,
out-
cameras on every.
making sure everything looks really nice. It was embarrassing, but also funny.
You're a stronger man than I. I think I would have crumbled. Oh, speaking of which, hold on, crumble.
Crumble, yes.
Esteban brought me
Oh no.
Did they fall out?
No.
Okay. Brought me crumble cookies.
I had to.
Wait, I would have literally fallen. I would have had a panic attack,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my
It was a lot.
But did you at least get some content?
Oh, I got some amazing.
Okay.
content. Some amazing. I'll show you some later.
Okay.
Some amazing content.
And
yeah.
so, but the alt Twitter is down.
The alt Twitter is down. It just
Troy Fox is hibernating.
He lives on forever
okay.
here. I don't know if he needs to live on forever out here.
Wait, can't you bring Troy Fox as in like what you wore to like
Ooh.
Burning Man or Fire Island?
100%.
Okay.
100%. Yes. Yes. The mask lives on my book at the top of my bookshelf, at the foot of my bed.
And it's leather?
That's leather. Yeah, custom made.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I reached out to someone on Etsy. I spent, for it being like a custom made leather mask.
Yeah.
It only cost $60.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I literally in my head was like 300 to
No.
600.
No, $60. And it was perfect. I put it on and it like ties in the back and it's
And like, yeah.
fantastic.
Wow. I see that as being very like a dominant thing, actually. Like a fox person, like
really?
kind of like,
Yeah.
because the foxes seem much more dangerous than
They are
pups.
dangerous. Yeah.
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 Huh.
I know.
Okay, so let's go way back.
Yeah.
And I know you've listened to the pod before at least, and you know I ask like how you define sex.
Yes.
So okay.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm being transported to heaven right now. 'Cause I've thought about this question for years.
Yeah, I mean like going on.
Yeah. How do I define sex? I think I really do think sex is any kind of like physical interaction. It doesn't involve penetration. It could involve some kind of friction, but it's something that like when you come in contact with the person, you're like, oh fuck. Like, oh fuck, we need to fuck. Or we need to suck each other's dicks or eat each other out, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like an energy.
It's an energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's much more, that's a broader definition than a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people still say like, you've listened, penetration.
Penetration,
like,
yeah.
Penis in a vagina or penis in a hole or whatever,
Yeah.
or a butt. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't identify with that, though I respect someone's opinion on that, but I don't identify with it because so many times I'm more interested in just like oral sex. So
Oral
does
sex
that
is
mean
the
it's
shit.
the shit? So like, does that mean I haven't been having sex?
I
for a
know.
majority of my
I know.
life?
Dan Savage, famous like
Yes.
sex columnist, and he's like, so you walk in on your partner sucking someone's dick. You don't consider that sex?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I know. I love oral sex.
Do you
Yeah,
have a preference between giving or receiving?
I'm in a transitionary period right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Troy Fox.
Troy Fox. I have most of my life has been I've lived a very like sub life. We'll get to all that, but
Because you're still twink-ish.
I'm twink-ish. I am. Yeah, I'm like twink.
The facial hair you're trying to pull a fast one on us, but I see you.
Yeah, I usually for so much of my life was very much like the sub and like would get plowed, and that was fun and that was fantastic, and I loved like, and I still love like worshiping dick.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's A lot of fun. Big dicks are amazing. All dicks are amazing.
Yeah.
Big dicks are
But, like,
amazing. Right. But lately, I kind of like have no interest in worshiping cocks, and I want my cock to be worshipped.
Good for you.
Yeah, I like really. The last couple of sexual experiences I've had during this road trip.
Stop.
Yes,
Oh my God, I can't wait.
They have been more focused around like, no, you suck me off.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like
I
giving you
just
that attention or energy.
I will say I've always kind of seen it as a power dynamic where either I'm like submissively like servicing a guy or he's like servicing me.
Yeah.
And it's like very like, I don't know, not degrading, but like
not degrading,
sexually like dominant. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like subs, because I so identify as like being sub, because even as I'm being serviced, right? I'm not very like I'm not very hands on. I'm still very like just do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Very laid back. But I think subs are secretly dominant through and through. I think they're always calling the shots, but you just don't know they're calling the shots.
Oh, I that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
I was also going to say bottoms often make the best tops.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know or we know or whatever exactly what the other one's like kind of going through, so to speak. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you remember the first thing that made you horny?
Yeah.
Or that made your coochie tingle?
Yeah. I remember my neighbor. His name was Jesus.
Nice. On your knees for him.
Yeah, actually.
Oh!
Actually, though, I was 6 years old. He was 7. He lived 2 doors down. He was 7 or 8. And we were like neighborhood best friends.
Sure.
And so he invited me over, and we went to his tool shed in the backyard. And he was like, you want to do this thing I saw on my dad's TV and like try it out? And I was like, sure. So he like pulls down his pants and whips out his little erect penis.
Oh my God.
And he was like, so what you do is you put your mouth on it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did. And it was just a domino effect. From then on, I was just like, I need dicks.
Wait. Did you know you wanted dicks before this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
But that was like a key, so to speak, that unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where my obsessions with dicks
started.
Is like rooted.
Wow.
Was rooted in, because this is the very first thing. Like a 6-year-old, you put a dick in your mouth and you're like, this is
as everyone can relate.
right. Every 6-year-old can relate to this.
That is so. Wait, is this like okay? So you're 6 and 7 or around that age. Is this something that kept going?
Yeah. We kept having sex, and we kept getting caught by our parents, specifically my mom.
Oh my God.
Which then also, because I love this like heady kind of stuff, which also informed, for a while I was really into like exhibitionism and voyeurism.
and the potential of getting caught. Wow.
And I didn't realize until I was like in my late 20s that the reason I enjoy it so much, possibly getting caught, is probably because I used to get caught all the time when I was first like discovering sexuality and like horniness and whatnot.
Like it's part of
the makeup of my mind.
So you did know you were being filmed at that studio, and you were like, I'm gonna get caught.
No, I wish I knew. Actually, I'm glad I didn't know, because
But yeah, you wouldn't have done it, probably. Yeah. You're like fucking with getting your deposit or something. Right. Oh my God, you film 4 hours of content and you walk outside and there's like 3 cops just waiting. Yeah. That is so wild. Okay. So do you remember your first orgasm?
Yeah. My first orgasm. Okay. My dad had. This is.
I did get nervous when you said my dad. I was like
no, definitely not that. My dad had 3 strokes when I was younger, right? This is all.
Oh my God, that caught me so off guard. I was like, and it's sex podcast, so I'm thinking jerking off, like 3 strokes. I'm like,
no. When I was younger, I think I was 10. He had 3 strokes, and so his right arm is like semi-paralyzed, and so part of his physical therapy was to buy like a back massager and to like place it on his hand to like for blood flow and whatnot. And I remember going over to his place on the weekends.
Parents are split up?
Yeah. They split up when I was 6, around the time I met
Wow.
Jesus. Yeah.
Acting out, the little rebel, 6-year-old rebel.
But yeah, so he, one day I like picked up the massager. I was like playing around with it and it like slipped and fell on my crotch. And I'd never felt anything like that before in my life. Never felt anything like that before. And so I became obsessed with holding vibrations, anything that would vibrate up against my dick. And then eventually when I was like 11 or 12, I orgasmed.
Yeah.
And it was like mind blowing.
I bet.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Do you always wait? Was the orgasm vibration related?
Yeah.
Did you do like a Sonicare toothbrush or something up against your
No, it
cock?
was the same.
Oh, your dad's stroke massager? Meanwhile, your dad's like in pain, like he's paralyzed and you're in the bathroom. Like,
yeah, it was great. I would do it like, and again, because I like wanted to get caught or I like had this excitement, like I would do it knowing that at any moment I would do it. Yeah, I would do it knowing that at any moment he could like walk in or anyone could walk in and catch me. So I'd be this like little horny 10-year-old holding a vibrator under like on the underside of my dick and just like eyes rolled back
on the couch, like family
toes, just like curling.
Wow.
And will that orgasm to come.
So I don't relate to the wanting to be caught thing because I'm like a follow the rules good boy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I will say, obviously, growing up when I did, like there was family computer. That's where you first watched porn. Mm-hmm. So it was like late night, and like if you heard like a doorknob turn, but sometimes that fear would like make me come. Like I would I think tense up if I thought a door was opening, mm-hmm. and I'd like have a fear-based orgasm, like like and then
how has that informed orgasms later on in your life? Fear-informed orgasms.
Fear-informed. I mean, we're no stranger to a choke here and there.
I do love a choke.
Wait, but so is your ideal sexual situation now, like where you could get caught? Is that like the top of the heap? Okay.
It's not. No, it actually has like lessened. Once I made that discovery, that self-discovery about like oh yeah, it doesn't. It's not as exciting.
Sure, because you know.
Yeah, because I know.
That's interesting.
And also, I like think of my mom, and I don't want to think of my mom.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. That was first. Oh, do you have a time where you consider like your first time?
Yeah, I dated a guy for 4.5 years.
What age were you?
16 to 20.
Were you out in high school?
I was. I came out when I was 14.
Was gay okay in your family?
Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all. So I came out when I was 14 to my high school friends and community, but not to my mom until I was 22.
Okay. That's wild that didn't get back to her?
Yeah, it was insane.
Okay.
It was insane.
And were you
I'm from Miami. Am I masked?
I mean, when you were in high school, you're like,
no,
hey,
I was
Mom.
a nerd. I was a total nerd.
Not a sexual, outwardly sexual being.
No, so I was just very geeky, and so it was just, But so I was with this guy for from 16 to 20-ish.
Wow.
And we waited a year. We're like, well, we don't want to fuck unless we really know we love each other, and blah blah blah. So
was he in your school?
He was, yeah.
Okay,
his name is, I'm going to name him. His name
First
is Alfredo.
Is okay, cute.
Yeah, Alfredo,
Freddie,
Cuban, huge penis.
Of
it was
course.
like the first penis to penetrate me. So then like my obsession with huge penises, I was like.
Gross.
It just grows. Right. Right. So we fucked at the mall.
What?
Yeah, we didn't make it to the year mark. Actually, we made it to the 10th month
You made
mark.
it to the Galleria, the fucking Beverly Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was this mall called Dolphin Mall in Miami.
Of course.
And they had these secret hallways that could get you from because it was a circular mall, and the only way to get from one place to the other is to just continue walking the circle.
But you could circumvent it, right?
Circumcise it?
Yeah.
You could cut across, and there were these secret halls, and he and I would sneak in there, and we would make out and suck each other's dicks, and
you did this several times.
Yeah. And we wouldn't rim very often in this relationship, but then it was the 10th month mark, and we were like, we can't do it, and I can't can't do this anymore.
Oh, you were like resisting having sex. Okay.
And then and then he just like bent me over the wall, like up against the wall, and just like plowed me, and then came in me.
My God.
And it like went in like nobody.
Like your body was like,
my body was ready. I was like, I love you so much. Put your neck on me. Yeah.
I want to have your babies.
Exactly. We wanted babies. It was like we were engaged too for the last 2 years.
From 18 to 20, the most chaotic years of a gay man's life, you were engaged to be married to a big dick Cuban.
Oh, Cuban. Beautiful eyes. Stunning eyes. Great ass too.
Wait, what happened? Oh, it's his fault.
Yeah, he told me he never loved me. He told me he actually never loved me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a rainy day.
And you were engaged?
We were engaged.
And he's like, Actually,
no, that's really what happened. We were parked at a CVS.
I never
loved you.
Go on. Yeah. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, that's fine. We were parked at a CVS. It was raining, and I like I pull my car up. I get into his car in the passenger seat, and we had broken up prior and then gotten back together. And so this was the second breakup. And he was just like, I just never loved you. And I remember like the world just going dark. Like I can still hear like the rain falling on the hood of the car and like feel the car seat under me. It was like the first like
the crazy people coming out of the CVS with the long receipt.
It turned into a musical. People were dancing.
That is such a that's gnarly.
Yeah,
Did he say it to hurt you?
I don't think so. I think he just like I don't know. I think he was figuring out his stuff. I was figuring out my stuff. We were just so young.
It just seems it sounds like a lie, first of all.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know what he's like protecting himself from, or if he was just trying to fucking make like, it dig. You could not get back together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do we stalk him? Do we know what's going on? Okay.
No, we caught up like 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago when I first moved to the city. 5 years ago when I first moved to the city, and we got lunch, and I think he wanted to invite me over to his place.
This is New York City?
Yeah.
And he's in New York too?
He was at the time. I don't know where he is now, but he was married
to a guy.
Okay. And I think he like
wanted you.
Yeah, I think he was like we got lunch, and then he wanted me to come over, and we just ran out of time, so I didn't. But I think the intention was to like fuck my brains out, and I was honestly down for it. I was like, I've missed that dick. It's thick and amazing, and like, yes, fill me up. But
do they have an open marriage, or do you have you have no qualms with being the other woman?
You
already said it, so it's too late. Gotcha.
Got me. At that time,
Alfredo, come on out.
That would be horrible. I would shit myself right now.
Then you'd be ready to go.
Right. Cleaned out. At that time, I had no qualms. Now, I definitely overthink it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't know. I can't be the other woman.
It's just karma.
Yeah, karma, 100%.
And also, like, it devalues you a bit too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be your secret.
Yes. And we were already each other's secrets when we were dating because we weren't out.
Oh, he wasn't out either?
He wasn't out.
How'd you find each other?
We were in the same science class.
And you just like gave each other eyes?
Yeah, I think he sent me a little note and asked me out. And so much of and here's another thing that furthers.
Oh, he knew you. No, I thought you were out to your high school.
I was out to my high school.
Okay.
But he
did he know you were gay?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
No. Yeah, but another thing about that, like the public stuff, is we could only fuck in our cars. My car specifically. So like,
because it was bigger.
No, because he didn't have one.
Oh, okay.
I was daddy. I was daddy with the car.
Wow.
And so we would just fuck in my car in like parking lots under like weeping willow trees, or like in the alley of like my school's parking lot in like this other neighborhood. Yeah.
Did you grow to love car sex?
I did. I loved it.
Do you get horny in the car?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like, when I'm doing long drives, I'm like, I could jack off right now while still driving. Like, it's so hot. I think it's so hot.
Would your dog freak out?
No.
Okay.
No, she wouldn't even know what's going on. She doesn't care.
Okay, wait. God, I don't want to jump to the road trip yet. Okay, so after this guy.
Yeah.
You're 20. You're 20.
Yeah.
And you're in Miami?
Yeah.
And then what where is it off to the races?
Yeah, so then after that I rebounded with a guy for a year and a half.
That's not a rebound.
No, I know. I felt bad. I won't name him, but we were together for a year and a half, and I didn't realize it was a rebound, but he was giving me all the attention that I needed at that time. And so, like, I'm grateful for that, but I feel so bad.
Yeah, you're like, I actually never loved you.
Right. Oh, fuck. No, I did love him. I was very fond of him.
Not this. I'm fond of a lot of my family members. I'm not in love with them.
It was rough. It was rough. But the sex with him was good. And then after that, I'm still in Miami. I went to undergrad at the University of Miami, and then
Miami's a trip. I've only been there a couple times, but it's like the movies and TV shows really portray it kind of accurately.
It's
like, oh, there's muscle men walking down the
100%,
and like women with like Prada bags and like fake tits and asses.
Well,
and
that's especially if you go to like
Miami
downtown
Beach.
Miami. Yeah. But if you live in the suburbs, if you're like a real Miamian, you don't go to the beach every day because you don't have the time.
Sure, you're like,
and you're like
same actually here.
You're like stuffing your face with like Denny's.
Nice,
because that's all you get. That's all there's time for. But yeah, so undergrad there, and then I cheated on Jeremy.
Oh, you named him. I mean,
hello, Jeremy.
We can
always
bleep
edit
it out.
Sure.
Yeah, but if you don't give last name,
right. We won't. Yeah, it's fine.
It should be okay.
I think it's fine.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah.
But I cheated on him with this guy named Dan, who I think to this day was like the love of my life. But I cheated, and Dan and I had fantastic sex. Jeremy and I had good sex. He shat on me once though while I was topping him. I'm like so scatterbrained. I'm like giving you
scatterbrain. You weren't like submissive little twink all the time.
Mm-mm.
You're a fucking J-dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he pooped on you.
He did. He was riding me.
And like got off and then...
and just lava.
Oh no.
It was the runs. He had the runs.
One of those, he's like, I know my body. And you're like, girl, you're a chocolate fountain.
You are a chocolate molten chocolate cake, whatever it is, from Chili's.
Lava cake, yeah.
Yeah, he like... I was like, all right, let's switch positions. I don't talk like that, but let's switch positions. And he like gets up,
and then we can move forward.
Yeah, cool. I know. I'm like, and then there are
I was like, oh god, it's grainy. Well, okay, but this guy. Okay, also, I feel like when you're cheating, it's probably a little amped up by the cheating of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%.
It's like passion at its core because you're doing something wrong, quote unquote. I did air quotes for those not watching. So wait, what was so bomb about Dan?
He was a pianist. He was just so handsome, so charming. He
was dingling or
great dick. He's Irish, and so like
I've met some big dicked Irishmen.
Yes, and there's like no issues ever getting hard. Which like sometimes I have issues getting hard because I'm like, my mind is so fucked up. I do not have like the capacity.
I'm not there.
Yeah, but it was just fantastic. Also, we just personalities and emotionally we just really connected in a way that I haven't connected with someone romantically in a long time.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And did Jeremy find out, or is he finding out right now?
He's probably finding out right now.
Oh my god.
He had suspicions.
And you're like, you're crazy.
Yeah. Well, no, he never asked me about it, but he contacted my best friend Danny and asked her. She didn't even live in Miami anymore, but he like FaceTimed with her or Skyped with her or something like that.
Is that something they did? Or
no? Oh. He reached out to her because he just like.
Do you know if
he was so hurt? I feel so bad. I smile as I say I feel so bad, but I felt
so bad.
I did. I felt so bad. It wasn't my best shining moment. But we were young and we were just like dicks, hormones,
trying to figure it
love,
out.
My heart, all that shit.
Poop. Well,
poop.
Okay, so then what happened with Dan? It was short-lived because
we dated for like 5 years almost.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you live with him?
No.
Is this Miami still?
Yeah, still Miami. I was 2 years or 3 years older than he was.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a freshman when I was a junior.
Okay.
And so we dated for 2 years while I was there, and then 3 more years after I left. And it was just like on and off for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by left, you mean go to New York City?
I moved to Oklahoma City.
Oh, the New York of the Midwest.
Yeah, right.
What took you there?
Grad school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what was the dick like in Oklahoma City?
Honestly, there were some amazing dicks.
Really?
In Oklahoma City. I lived my best voyeur exhibitionist dreams in Oklahoma City.
Go on. Any specific reason?
Yeah. No, other than like, okay, so there's this gay resort there, a gay hotel motel called the Habana Inn, and it hosts
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, and it hosts two gay bars called the Finish Line, which is very country western themed, and then the Copa, which was like trash. Both of them were trash. And then they had like a sex shop called the Jungle Room, and like that's where like you could like buy all your poppers and your toys and whatnot. But I would drive my car because I went online. I was like, I want to cruise. So I Googled cruising spots in Oklahoma City.
No results found.
Right, except gaycruise.com or gaycruising.com, some shit like that, said try out the Habana Inn. So I drove to the Habana Inn, and there's like this little pocket of a parking lot towards the back of it, and I would park my car. I had a Kia Soul at the time.
Brag.
And I would put the seats down in the back, and then I'd pop the trunk, the trunk door, and then I'd like derobe and get into the back of the car and just like start masturbating and like give a show. And so like the men would like come over and like I'd suck them off, or they'd like touch me. I never got fucked back there. Instead, I would like go into the rooms to do that. But
who's got a room?
Who's got a room for this little brown boy?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It was a lot of fun. I couldn't do something like that now, though.
Why not?
My brain would just overthink it.
Why? When did that start?
I don't know.
After grad school? What are they teaching you at grad school?
Right. Oh, those graduate schools. Yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I don't know why I overthink it now. I think you get older and like your brain just starts to like rationalize things and be like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't the safest. Also, I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, I don't know.
Or I guess it could be that thing where like you did it. You've had the experience and you've found that you prefer other types of sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can't bring myself, like, I'm obviously on Grindr and I love Grindr. Like, I mean, Grindr does the job no matter what your dates, hookups, whatever. But there's sniffies now, which is like cruising.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally just like poles and holes. Like, that's all the pictures are, and they're on a map, and you like see where the person is.
Oh wow!
And I think people are still in their apartments, but it's very like it feels anonymous. Like yeah. So I'm just okay. His eyes, for those not watching again, his eyes literally lit up the entire room.
Oh wow, I didn't know. I'd heard of sniffies, but I didn't know exactly what it entailed.
It's something fun to just like Grindr. Grindr's like interactive porn. It like sniffies. It's like fun to like like there's a guy like 2 streets over. Wow. Ass up, I guess, in his living room or courtyard or whatever.
Is that something you're into? Like the like ass hey, up, just walk on in, doors open.
I definitely not as the ass in the air. I would be more into it as the top. But like no, I don't. No, I'm not. Again, as someone who like prefers like foreplay type stuff over anal, the idea of like not seeing the guy and he just comes in and like uses my hole, I don't. Yeah. I don't really fuck with but also because I'm an anxious person and like who like is it the person
that you've said yeah
and
100%.
Like they're walking into your home and you could not be in a more vulnerable position if you tried. You're naked with your puckered hole as your eyes towards the door, like no,
and sometimes like, blindfolded.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
So yeah, it's
too much.
A lot. Maybe I would be into it with like a partner who is like, ooh. I have a friend and we're gonna come over.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah,
that's hot.
Because then it's like I trust both, and maybe after I'll say they're done, then I would like meet the friend. And then like we get dinner.
Take a stroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
are you into the ass up?
I've only ever done it once in Denver while I was doing that show recently there, and I was the top in that instance.
So yeah, they're like, I'm ass up. And
and it was hot. The room was extremely dark though. I like walked in and I just couldn't see a single thing.
Wow.
Like,
that's scary.
Curtains closed, and I was like, hello?
It's like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I need my heat ray goggles or whatever.
But honestly, it was like great. He felt great.
Sure.
and I put on like a
deep, like
I put on the voice, and then I was
grab
like,
him by the back of the head.
Yeah.
Good boy is like such an activating phrase.
Yeah.
Girls have it too with good girl.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
When a guy goes like, yeah, be a good girl. Yeah.
Even I just
know, like,
at that thought. I was like, yes, Papa.
I've definitely gotten head from many people.
Yeah.
But I used to get head from this like older man, like 20 years older than me. And I will shout out to older men. They like have mastered the art of like oral sex. Like
100%.
I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. So like, and honestly, when I'm on the road, like often I'll just be like, okay, just get like a blowjob. Like that's what I'll cap myself at.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because it feels like less risky. It feels very like
100%.
convenient, easy to do. And like, I'm like down for like a late 40s, like 50s guy. Like, They love it. It's like a passion for them.
They love it, and also I think their mouths are probably softer because of age.
I understand what you're saying, actually, completely. Well, just like, I mean, I hope one day I'll be an old man in Palm Springs who takes his dentures out and blows like a local dancer, and I like give him like $100 just like to spend on whatever. Because I'm like, I'm old, like I get it. Like you could put your dick in like a lot of mouths, like,
and you've chosen mine.
You chose mine, and then I get like mouth gonorrhea or whatever. But
at that age, I think you're like immune.
I hope. How many times can you get it before your body's like, I know what this is?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think, what did I get? I was living in Oklahoma, and I think what's the one that feels like a UTI?
So this is funny. I've had STIs 3 times, I think. I've been asymptomatic every time. So it's always surprised me when the doctor's like, you have throat gonorrhea. I'm like, come again?
What?
Yeah. So what feels like, and what'd you say?
There's one that feels like a UTI. Is it chlamydia or gonorrhea? I never remember, but I got that one.
It feels like it might be chlamydia, but I'm sure someone's screaming into their car speaker. It's neither. It's syphilis. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, wait. So ass up in Denver, and that was fun. And you just like, did it seem like the person was the person they advertised?
Yeah, I think so. He advertised himself to be a heavier guy, and like I say this for everyone listening and watching. I really am that person who's like, I don't care what you look
size,
like.
yeah.
Truly, if it's good, it's good, right?
Yeah.
And so he was definitely on the heavier side. But that's all I could gather. That's all I could gather. He felt like he was his age.
Oh, and
which was a little older.
You're probably such a treat.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to think so.
So you were in Denver recently for a show? What was the show?
It's a new musical called, do you know the band The Lumineers?
Yeah.
The female member, she's no longer with them. She left a few years back. She wrote a new musical called Rattlesnake Kate. And it's based off of a real woman in Colorado history, Rattlesnake Kate. She killed 140 snakes, made a dress out of them, a flapper dress in the early 1900s, and a rattlesnake headband. And she gained recognition because she like stumbled upon their nest with her son, me, and her horse. And she killed them all with her shotgun and a no hunting sign. But she gained recognition for the dress, and not that she, as a single woman killed 140 snakes.
Wait, was the 140 snakes in one go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for like 2.5 hours, I think. She was just fending them off. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
wait, does the whole musical take place while snakes are coming at you guys?
Yeah, and so we had the ensemble. We had this amazing choreographer, Dom Kelly. He's actually the ambassador for the Academy of like the choreography department, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, he had like the dancers come out and just be snakes. It was really cool. It was really cool.
And the show's being like workshopped now?
Yeah, this was its world premiere / out of town tryout ish. We had some Hamilton producers come see it and some other New York producers see it, and now we're just waiting to see what happens.
I kind of love the interim between doing something and hearing back, because you're like, okay, it's out of my hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's so exciting.
Mm-hmm. It was so exciting. It's a beautiful show, heart-wrenching too. Just like the music, the story, the actors that were involved. Oh, I loved it so much. Yeah.
Oh my God, I hope you get to keep going with it.
I hope so too.
Or I hope it has life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It sounds very unique.
Yeah.
It sounds like Annie Oakley, but like make it.
Yeah, Annie Oakley has a feature in
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in Denver, ass up. Was there any other good like sex in Denver? Denver guys are kind of cute.
Yeah.
Denver's very white from what I remember.
It is very white. And I actually didn't have a lot of great experiences there. I had this one guy who was just very persistent, and I was bottoming. I bottomed for him twice, and he was hot, but it was just like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
It was far too much.
Was he trying to be dominant in the wrong way?
Yeah, dominant.
Like I call the shots.
Yeah,
Get
dominant
over
in the way
here.
of like, okay, you can be dominant, but if I say
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to, don't try to like sugar me up so that I then do end up doing it.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
It's guys who don't know how to dom properly.
Yeah, and so it was a lot, and it really turned me off. And even to this day, he's still like DMs me to be like, "Hey, are you still in Denver? Hey, are you still in Denver? Hey, are you?" I haven't replied to his last 20 messages, and he's still messaging me.
Oh,
I think I'm just gonna block him at this point.
Yeah. Or I've had to. Sometimes I just delete when people message, and then like I don't have to look at it, and it doesn't say I have a message, and I don't think they. Oh, it just says unread on their side, which like God bless people who do that. I'm like, I don't know how many times I could message someone without them responding.
Right.
I think. I mean, I say 2 would be the absolute max. I can't imagine doing a third.
No, it's because it's kind of embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
It's kind of degrading to feel like, oh, cool.
I'm worthless.
Yeah, right. I'm a piece of shit.
But the thing is too, and I'm sure you experience this as you get older, you're like, you treasure your time and you treasure and value yourself, and you're like, oh, like they're fucking up by not responding to me because like I'm a treat. So like,
right.
I just like usually walk away like, okay, like
right, yeah,
weird,
100%.
but okay.
It's definitely the mantra I've started to tell myself like, all right, well if they don't want to engage with me, they're lost.
Yeah, I love hanging out with myself. Like more time for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Denver's not, but I do feel like we skipped over a bunch because you were in New York before Denver.
I was. So New York. Yeah,
How long in New York?
6 years.
Wow, that's a lot of sex.
It is a lot of sex.
Unless you were like in a relationship the whole time.
No, definitely not. The last 2.5 years I was.
Like the pandemic.
Yeah. But no, a lot of sex I had. But you know what? I knew I was wanting a serious relationship because I started doing this thing where I had my 3 go-tos. Mm-hmm. My 3 guys that like
on the bench.
Yeah, that I didn't engage with anyone else other than these 3 guys sexually. Mm-hmm. I had the like bear daddy who was like extremely hung and like can always provide me with like very great cuddles after sex.
Aww.
I had the older Twinkie kind of guy who had a huge dick but loved to suck dick and is the best head I've ever gotten in my life. To this day, best head I've ever gotten.
Wait, is he like a top who loves to suck dick?
No, he's a bottom.
Oh, just a big dick bottom who likes to suck dick.
And then I had my like I need to be fucked into oblivion guy who was 10 inches and fantastic about my height, maybe even shorter, and just like this huge dick. And he would like.
And you're 5'8"?
Yeah, sure. That's what my resume says.
You're 5'7" 3/4"?
I'm 5'7".
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he would just fuck me into oblivion, and he's like the first guy that made me come by just fucking
hands-free.
me. Ugh. So I just rotated through those guys, and I think that was a sign for me of like, oh, I'm wanting consistency.
Sure.
But I really
something
miss
like
them.
comfortable. Oh yeah, wait.
Them.
Did this relationship with those 3 end when you got into the 2.5 year? Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to upkeep the friendships I had with him, because we would do like pillow talk, and
Sure.
we would text
Do you use
regularly.
sleepovers?
No, we never did sleepovers.
Is that like a New York thing to not do sleepovers, or is it an adult thing?
I don't know. Is it normal
So
here?
this is the thing, and I should ask his permission before I say this, but my roommate has sleepovers. Like, it feels like he sleeps over, and with hookups, I do not spend. No one's spending the night. Like, when we accomplish the thing, there's some chat, but not like like, I don't know. No one's falling asleep.
No,
And I don't think I'd like that either. I'd be like,
please go. Right, like, served your purpose.
yeah, you came.
Right.
It's all right
It's all
there.
there.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm not. I've never been one who's wanted to like sleep over or have someone sleep over after
Because it's
the
different.
hookup.
It's like a different thing. And it sounds like you had that with those guys, though, a little bit. Like, more of an intimate.
Yeah, where we would like hang out for an hour and a half afterwards and just like cuddle in bed. And I would talk to them about my life, and they would talk to me about their life and the struggles they were going through at that time in their life. And
These were single men, or did they have partners?
single
Okay.
men, yeah. And so that was beautiful. And it was definitely a lesson in like emotional intimacy associated with physical intimacy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very.
Did you
very
struggle with
lovely.
that before?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. When I was in Oklahoma, especially when I first moved to the city, it was a lot of like, okay, well, thanks.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah. You have my
Sex.
cum. I have your cum. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
You won't be.
Please don't talk to me. Let's.
We won't be vulnerable.
No.
Besides all that naked stuff.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. So it was really lovely to have that with these men.
And that geared you. Well, what's so funny too is you were in a 4-year relationship, and then a
know.
year and a half, and then a 5.
5.
So you are like a relationship guy.
I am a relationship guy, but I'm also a horny motherfucker, right? Like I'm very open relationship oriented.
Okay.
And I didn't know that when I was younger. There's a lot of shame associated with thinking that I wanting
someone else.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but this is my guy.
Yeah.
Like, why do I
Yeah.
want to fuck that guy?
Yeah.
And you're like, because you're a human.
Yeah, and so Dan and I, we actually started
The Irish
exploring.
pianist?
Yes, we started exploring being open towards the end of our relationship. And then it got really messy because like we were sleeping with people and not telling each other, even though like that wasn't an agreement we had, whatever.
See, it's always going to come down to communication, probably.
Always. Yeah, and so I didn't know then that an open relationship is what I want and I think I need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will cheat.
Sure.
You know, just because like I want to taste all the colors of the dick.
Yeah.
You know, like and so like I just don't. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think it's so unfortunate that we've been in a way brainwashed to think that once you're in love, that means not looking, not touching, but it's like we're it's everyone cheats. Like all these like marriages, half of them end.
Yeah.
Regardless of them being open or closed. But I assume most of them are people trying to stay closed.
Yeah.
Until one cheats.
Or
one has enough. And they're like, what do you think? Maybe they could have made it if they each had a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yes, 100%. Because I also think like what fuels a person's sexuality and horniness if all they are exposed to is
the one person.
And so many times these relationships, the sexual aspect grows stale.
Sure.
And not in a bad way. Sometimes in a really bad way. And sometimes it's like, well, no, we just like, I know every inch of your body.
Yeah.
And like.
And it's great. But like.
Yeah. And
there's this dude at the gym who fucking stares down my dick every time I'm in there.
Yeah.
Can he suck it, please?
Can he suck it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, what do we pull from if we can't pull from anything?
Sure.
You know? I don't know.
There's also this thing where I'm just like, okay, like if you had to be friends with if you're high school friends, those are the friends you have for life.
Yeah.
Like you'd be a completely different person.
Yes.
You wouldn't be growing. You wouldn't be changing much.
We've all met those people.
Yeah.
You know, who are like, whose only friends are the same friends from high school to this day. And it's like, ugh.
I think a big thing in development is moving away from home.
Yes.
And you've done it several times. Everything's stripped. Your identity is stripped of you, or the things you use to identify yourself to other people stripped of you. And you have to kind of like show people and yourself who you are.
Yeah.
And it's the more that gets challenged by like your surroundings, like I don't know. The more you learn and
Yeah.
grow.
And I think it's interesting too, like you don't necessarily, you do strip, like you said, I love that. And I also think it's like you don't toss away the parts of you that you learned in whatever city you were in, but it kind of like fuses into this new environment.
Yeah.
And the environment informs
Absolutely.
that piece of you.
It's kind of like a reboot.
Yeah.
Of like a classic.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I see what they did.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
kept the main character.
Right.
They fucking changed the supporting cast.
Right. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Sex in New York.
Sex in New York was great. I mean, it was fine. I didn't have like, I feel like Oklahoma was just my craziest sexual endeavors. Yeah, just because I was hosting orgies. I was like, Oklahoma was just like the place. I like fisted a guy in Oklahoma.
Have you ever been fisted?
Close. I have an interest in it.
Okay.
But I'm also scared.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, but what, like,
rightfully so.
like, will it go back to normal? Because I cannot be shitting myself on stage in the middle of like a show, like.
Hopefully, like, don't we have like 3 sphincters? I know there's 2.
Yeah, I
2 for sure. I think there's a
3?
3rd. I think. Don't Google this,
Wow.
anyone, until I've had a chance to fact check. But I'd like to think that there's like 3 lines of defense before you poop during Rattlesnake Sally.
Rattlesnake Sally.
Wait. So what about Oklahoma? Was it where you were at in life, or where?
You know what it was? I've thought about this. It's because it was my first time away from home. So like, and I lived with my mom till I was 23.
Okay.
And
Good for you. Save that rent.
yeah, sure. I mean, I did save rent, but it was she and I have such a complicated relationship. But
Oh, yeah, wait. Are your parents okay with gay now?
yes, but not like.
They don't love it.
They don't love
They're
it,
not
right?
P-flagging,
Like,
Pride family.
No, definitely not. They're occasionally. My dad is whatever. He's actually great.
Oh.
My mom is the one that's just.
Is that religious? Really
Yeah.
based?
Yeah, there's so much to unpack here, Zach. My mom is part of a cult.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was part of the cult peripherally as a kid, and then was made to join the cult when I came out, and I didn't realize it was like a way to like pray the gay away, like
Oh my
a
God.
version of that.
Yeah.
But it was that, and then when I realized that at like 21 or 22, I was like, whoa, no,
Not
I
doing
don't want
that.
this, and so like I pulled out. Yeah.
First time ever.
Yeah. So when I moved to Oklahoma, it was just like, oh, I need to be wild. Because I
Sure.
lived with my mom. I was just constantly just fucking in my car and didn't have like,
A bed.
yeah.
And, like, a private space.
Yeah. And I didn't drink until I was 22.
Out of the house? Was that your mom's influence as well?
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, is the cult like a scary, violent one?
No, not at all. It's very...
Don't get us killed, please.
No,
Don't go like telling some secret phrase and like
right, speaking in tongues. No, it was it's very like Catholic, Christian, Buddhist oriented.
Okay.
It's like a mashup of all the things.
I like a mashup.
Yeah. It was all right. And just very meditation heavy and very much like releasing the ego,
Your money
and
to them.
releasing your money, right? Releasing the inner ego,
yeah.
and all that stuff. And it was just a lot.
Yeah.
It was just a lot.
We got to Oklahoma. You
So
had
I
your
got-
own pad.
Yep. And then I was just like, I need to fuck.
Was it like Oklahoma college boys? Or was it like everybody?
There was never anyone in college with me. Yeah.
Were you scared because you were a grad student? Or it just didn't happen?
I think I was still. It was 2 things. One, I wasn't very attracted to many of because they
Undergrad?
were all too boyish for
Oh.
me. And at that time, I was very much like, I need
Men.
a scruffy
Yeah.
man who will like kill
Mechanic.
me in my
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
Right.
And I get that in the outskirts of Oklahoma.
Yeah. It was that, and then also just like there was some shame almost associated with letting people that close to me know just how much of a sexual being I was, because
Sure.
I was still navigating shame and
You're
with
keeping
sex.
them in separate.
Yes, I was very much, you're there, I'm here.
Which makes it okay. I'm not. My life is very integrated now.
Yeah.
But like back then, I obviously went through a similar phase, and it was hot to be like leave your friends at the bar.
Yes.
Because you're meeting up with like a frat guy or whatever.
100%.
And like, no, just you and the frat guy know.
Yeah. 100%. The secrecy of it all.
Yeah.
It's all so exciting. It's so exciting. Yeah. So I just like had sex with all these guys. And one time I hosted like an orgy. It was so messy. I messaged all these guys on Grindr. And I was like, hey, come on over. But I didn't let any one of them know.
No.
Because what did I know?
Would kill you.
I was 23, just like...
like, hey, I think another guy is coming over. I'm like, who?
Everyone loves dick, right?
Yeah.
So like, they won't care. But yeah, like they...
But it worked out?
It worked out. There was just one guy who was like, he came in and he was like, it was not my vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Great.
And he left.
He's like, I'm going to call the
Yeah.
cops.
But he like came in as like my fist was inside this like muscular bear. It was so much fun.
Wow.
It was so much fun.
Fisting when I see it, like, because I follow sex workers on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, but when a fisting clip comes up, I do watch it in like a car accident sort of way, where I'm not like, nothing's really going downstairs for me, but I'm like transfixed because I'm like, the human body is wild. Because I get squirmy with a regular dick sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can't fathom someone's whole hand and forearm going in and out.
I know.
I'd be like, surely suction is going to take over and he's going to turn something inside out.
Oh, yeah.
But
the thought of it is scary.
Yeah.
But then when you're in the moment,
you're like, maybe
something
it's not.
about it is like, oh fuck, all right, like destroy me.
Wait, and then sex now. Wait, tell me about, because we're pushing. Tell me about sex on the road trip.
Sex on the road trip has been very good.
Because you've driven from the East Coast to here.
Mm-hmm. Well, from
LA.
Denver.
Yeah.
So I Denver, went to Salt Lake City, went to Seattle, San Francisco,
God.
LA. I'm going to Houston after this. Oklahoma City.
You're just kind of going schizo around like the map. Okay.
I think I might go back to Denver as like my last stop just to say hi to the composer of the show and touch base with her. And then New York from there.
Okay.
But sex on this road trip has been extremely healing because I've been kind of on this like sex is scary, sex is terrifying, sex is traumatizing journey since my breakup, because that's a whole thing.
Whole other episode.
A whole nother episode, 100%. And so I've been more what's the word? I've been more like selective with the guys that I
on the road
choose
trip?
choose to have sex with. And I invest a little bit more emotionally when messaging them. Right?
Okay.
Like
you're like
to gauge
you're a
them
person.
more.
I'm willing to give you some of my time.
Yeah. And so the first hookup was after a date with this guy that I'm actually seeing tonight on another date, because he's with a national tour right now, which will remain unnamed.
I could guess it probably if I like think long enough.
Maybe. So we're actually having. I met him 5 years ago in the city. Nothing ever happened.
Wait, is it Hamilton?
No.
Okay.
No. But yeah, and then when I went to Seattle, I went to a bathhouse, and I like had a lot of anxiety the entire time. I was actually like freaking out. But then I found like this one guy who like made me feel so comfortable, and we just like sat in a corner while he sucked me off, and it was like amazing.
Did you come?
I did.
Nice.
It was amazing. And then in San Francisco, I met another guy who I tried bottoming for, and I panicked, and like my anxiety just like no.
Chopped his dick off.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Sphincter.
And so we were like, okay. I said I need a moment, which was the first. After listening to your podcast, that's been in my mind, like, oh, speaking up when you're uncomfortable is so important,
dude.
If you're not in the mindset, you have to speak up.
It's still scary sometimes.
It's so scary.
Like, and you have to almost like out of body experience, like, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable, and like say it.
You have to like will yourself to do it.
Because you're like, it'll be over soon.
No.
Like, don't like freak them out.
Torture.
Yeah. And they're like, it's not that bad. All these things. And you're just like, no. I should be having a good time.
Yeah. So I spoke up, and he was like, okay, cool. This is perfect. I got to go pee. I was like, great. So he went to go pee. He came back, checked in. He said, how are you feeling? And I said, I need a breather. I don't know if I want to keep going on. He's like, great. Well, let's just cuddle and like hang out. And
that's how,
yes. That's exactly it. That's exactly how it's supposed to be done. And then instead, he just told me about his life, what he does. I told him about mine. And then I like gave him a good hug. We exchanged Instagrams, and I said, let's stay in touch.
Cool.
Yeah. So right now, like, my sex life right now is kind of just riding that wave of, like, figuring it out, not being as crazy, and just, like, letting myself speak up and heal and feel safe.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. It sounds you're having a healthy sex life.
Yeah.
And like it's only gonna get.
I hope so.
So
I think so.
I don't think we unlearn.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
No.
I hope.
No.
Okay, let's play a round of hot or not.
Oh my. Oh, okay.
Yay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Spanking
Hot.
and being spanked.
Ooh.
Do you like one versus the other?
I prefer to spank.
Okay, the dom
Yeah.
just spoke a little. We already know this, I think, but pup play.
Hot.
And then, like, do you have experience in it? Like,
No experience at
Okay.
all. But I think I'd love to have some experience in it.
It's interesting to me too because a lot of it is not overtly sexual. Like sometimes
Yeah.
they just have like puppy play dates
Yeah.
where like the pups like sniff and play with each other and stuff.
Yeah. The guy in the bathhouse that
Sucked you off?
Sucked me off. He had a collar on, like a huge chain collar.
And you're like, do you belong to someone?
Yeah, and he was like, I do. This is my trainer. And he showed me a video of his trainer. And that was so hot. It was just, and so like, I think the universe is telling me I need to like look into that shit. Yeah.
Check out the adoption pages.
Yeah.
See if there are any
Right.
muscle daddies who need adopting.
Yeah.
Come.
Hot.
Do you have a favorite place to come and
Ooh.
to be on the giving end and on the receiving
I like to
end?
come down someone's throat, 100%.
Okay.
And I like to have come all over me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like them like kind of on your chest
Yes.
and like
The dream is to one day be at the center of like a
bukkake?
Yeah, I've never done it. And it's been a dream for years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, I actually don't know with the bukkake, is everyone there just jerking themselves off? Or are you kind of like,
Oh.
is there
It's like-
sex?
I think so.
Or is
I don't
bukkake
know.
literally just the end of an orgy? Like, let's all time it.
Right, maybe.
Get on this guy.
I hope it's that one.
Well, I definitely want it to like have like 4 loads like cool down on me and then 45 minutes like to get 2 more and you're like, okay, this is. But yeah, I do like the idea of like 8 like studs.
Oh my God. Amazing. Just penises all over. That's the dream while you're jacking your own self off. It just like coming with them. I think that's just a dream. That is a dream.
Water sports.
Okay, what exactly is...
Peeing.
Oh, I tried it.
Okay.
And it wasn't for me.
Did you do it on someone or get it on you?
Both.
Okay. That might come back around with pup play.
It might. It might.
Or what if he like accidentally pees on the carpet and then you have to like rub his nose in it? Be like,
I would not. I can't do degrading stuff.
well, no, you just have to train them.
Right.
So you're not degrading. You're just teaching.
Teaching, right.
If a full-grown man peed on my carpet, I'd put him down.
Ooh, okay, Zach.
He'd be neutered.
Yes.
Nothing degrading. Okay. Then probably not spit.
No, but I do love spit. I don't think it's degrading. I think it's empowering to be spit on.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a deeper take on that? Because someone's spitting on you, and I would love to know how that does a flipperoo.
It's just something about like I love another human's fluids.
Okay, so it's kind of like the energy they send with the spit.
Yes, like I love when a person gets extremely sweaty and their sweat dripping all over me. I love cum. I love spit. When I give a blowjob, I love getting like wet on a person's dick.
Okay. Okay. That's so funny. Choking.
Hot.
Okay. Both giving and receiving. Yeah. Okay. Sex outdoors.
Hot.
Yeah. I was gonna say being caught or like voyeurism, exhibitionism.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference? And do you practice this in your sex life nowadays? Like, have you ever gone over and watched people have sex or?
I haven't lately. I haven't lately on either front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. PDA. Public displays of affection.
Yeah. That's hot within reason.
Okay.
Right?
Like you don't want to cross. You don't want to like.
Right. Like I don't want to be like.
That's interesting, because then you're getting caught.
No.
sucking someone off.
I'm a layered
That's
human
PDA.
being, Zachary.
You're like, don't kiss me with tongue, babe. We're in public. You're like, if you want to fuck me,
Right.
we
Well,
can
I
do
guess,
that.
you know what? If I'm like walking on the Upper East Side or even Upper West Side, and I don't want to be like tongued down, right?
Sure.
But if I'm at a bar and it's just like,
want you
we're
tongued
having
down.
fun, like, sure, yeah,
Finger
let's do
me.
it. Yeah,
Do
finger me.
Group sex,
Hot.
threesomes.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, it's definitely a dynamic that has to like work, or
Everyone
it can
needs
go
to be on exactly the same
all
page.
sorts of wrong.
Yeah.
I've definitely mediated some arguments in my.
I remember that story.
Oh
from-
yeah. That's so funny.
It's such a good one.
Hair pulling.
No.
Same. I don't like when a guy pulls my hair. I'm like,
Yeah,
that hurts. I don't like that.
I don't want to go bald.
It does feel like that. It feels like he's
Yes.
pulling.
I know.
Or he's damaging my hair.
Damaging
I'm
my
like,
follicles.
Dude,
I'm like, please
I'm
stop.
in my late 30s. Like I remember my 30s. Food in the bedroom.
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's kind of messy and not
Yeah.
great.
I put blue icing on a guy's dick once, and he was very, very pale, so it stained it blue, and it looked like a Smurf.
Smurf?
It looked
no,
like a Smurf.
it would look, or like his dick's choking.
Yeah. Right. Total lack of blood.
Wait, that is so funny. You put blue icing on
Yeah.
a pale guy's dick.
In Oklahoma.
Okay, and then what's a piece of advice you'd give to little Esteban before he began his sexual journey?
I would say don't let your own shame and other people's shame towards you inform how free you allow yourself to be sexually for so long. Like, let yourself accept and enjoy more and not be so scared.
I love that. It's so hard.
It's so hard.
It's hard as
Yeah.
an adult.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, or what do you want to plug?
You can find me on Instagram at the official EROS, EROS, and you can listen to my album on Spotify called Talking to the Walls.
Oh, I love.
Under the name EROS, EROS.
Love.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.